What's going on? I'm going to do a little recap on this Chevron for you. So we're looking at CVX. Okay, today pretty much flat on the day, right? 19 cents, give or take. 169.64 is the price action that we're looking at. So what I'm looking at for you here is on those puts, the 175s as well as the 160s. I definitely like the 175s a lot better than the 160s. Again, it does have room to fall, but you're going to kind of have to be a little bit more cautious, right? So what we're looking at here, look at the daily candle here, little bit of an indecision candle, kind of trying to do a little bit of a hammer candle. Now what's helping is this downward pressure that we have here from the 5-day moving average. That price is sitting at $170.69. If tomorrow, now I understand everything with the earnings and all that, but if tomorrow this gets over, okay, if it gets over this 5-day moving average, it closes over 170.69, it's going to have an easy test of 172, which is back to these two prior channels between the second as well as the third. Okay, so what we would be looking for essentially is a push higher tomorrow. So don't be alarmed if we get a little bit of a green open on this thing or it continues to push higher. What we want to see is a rejection here at 170.69 or somewhere between 171 and 172. We want this area to get rejected. We want it to consolidate. I'm trying to look at your expirations. You're expiring on the 10th. So that's going to be this Friday, right? So what we need within the next 1 to 2 days is a pop rejection, and we need it to start falling. The better thing is that if we lose today's lows, right? If we lose today's lows of 167.39 at any point tomorrow, I think it's time to sell. You're going to have support down here at 165. You're going to have support at 163.94. You're going to have support at 162.50. These are all going to be heavy support zones here. This is the bottom of the channel, so you're going to have to be careful. I would definitely be careful with the 200-day moving average here. Again, if you just go back in time, look at what we had here on the 16th of December, as well as the 12th, and as well as the 9th. We got a lot of price action in this area here that's acting as support, right? So anytime we kind of get down into this area over the past 2 months, we bounce. We get down into this area, we bounce. We get semi-close to this area at around 170, we bounce. So could this be a bounce spot? Because if it's a bounce spot, we would then be looking at price targets of 172, 175, and 176 to the upside. That's going to completely destroy the 160 puts. So again, definitely manage the 160s a lot tighter than those 175s, but that's what we're looking at. Let me just give a quick look at the weekly time frame here. So the same thing with the weekly time frame. We got down into last week's lows here, and we've got the 50 SMA from the weekly time frame sitting at support at 165. Now, all bets are off, right? To the long side for long traders, right? So for all the bulls that are trying to jump in and buy this off support, if Chevron closes below 165. If Chevron closes below 165 this week, 161 is the next pit stop, and then 153. But again, this could be a short-term bounce spot back into the 170s. I would be looking at a price target of 172.46 and 175. Make sure to watch this very closely, because the last thing you want to do is let it get away from you. If you do start to see some type of negative drawdown on that, just kind of cut that trade, especially the 160. The 175 I'm a little bit more comfortable with, but the 160 is what worries me. Again, look at the 1 hour time frame here. We are kind of setting up this little bit of a bear flag. We would need to lose 169, and then if we lose 169, we've got room down to 168.23. Again, this is going to be a tough area here, this 168 area, right? 166 are the lows, 166 we're gonna 168, we're gonna have to kind of watch that level. Anything over the 1 hour 50 SMA at 169.94, 170 is going to have room to stretch all the way into 170.48. I hope that helps.